Hello, this is Christine. Welcome back to my page, Hamidi Lives in Me, and I'm so glad y'all tuned in. My topic today is I Can't Breathe. I know that's the topic all over the nation, all over the United States about Mr. George Floyd's death. It brings me back to the first things we were taught when we were in nursing school, the ABC of assessing a patient: airway, breathing, and circulation. If those things are compromised, those are the things that will get a nurse's attention immediately. A patient may call on from the room asking for something for pain. The nurse may um, literally not taking her time, but she'll go and sign the medicine out. She'll go draw the medication up, and then she'll get the supplies that she need to give the medicine. But when a patient calls from his room and say, "I can't breathe," nurses stop. They run immediately to the patient's room to see what the problem is. And she assesses his airway to see if there is anything, if he might have gotten choked or he something stuck in his throat. And then she check his breathing. His checking his breathing is by checking his oxygen level, and then the circulation. You can tell if a patient has a circulation issue by the if his lips starts to turn blue, or if he starts changing colors, or things of that nature. So when they say, did this policeman cause George Floyd's death, I say absolutely, 100%, because he literally put his knee down on this man's right carotid artery that supplies, that's an artery on both sides of his neck that supplies 50-50 on 50% on one side and 50% on the other side to his brain. And if you would take a water hose, this is an example how his circulation was cut off from his brain. If you take a water hose and you dent it and the water stops coming out of the hose, that's what happened to Mr. George Floyd's right carotid artery. His blood supply was literally stopped going to his brain. And when we call a code in the hospital, the first 5 minutes are crucial. If you are not there pumping the patient's chest, doing CPR and all that within the first 5 to 6 minutes, those are the crucial times to revive a patient or to save that patient. And for this man to literally cut off the blood supply from Mr. George Floyd's brain for almost 10 minutes, that is the most inhumane thing I could think of. And to think, it's so disappointing to see that our law enforcement officers are has no value for human life, especially a black man's life. And someone asked the question, if that had been a white man, would that have happened to him? I have to say, I don't believe it would have. I don't believe that would have happened. I am so disappointed, and so this has affected the whole world, whole United States emotionally, especially black people. Me being a black mother, I am very disappointed because I have black sons, and I worry about how they are going to be treated as black men. For 400 years, we have had to endure such pain and mistreatment, and the whole race, our race, have been having a knee on our neck for quite some time. Mistreatment, injustice, not getting fair treatment, overlooked on jobs, or any unfairness that you see and it is done right in your face. this was viewed, all this policeman having his knee on this black man's neck for 10 minutes was viewed all over the world. And no one could do anything about it. Can you understand? Can we all grasp the the um, the the um, the it the how crucial, how in how this is what I can't find the word. This is something that how can we just allow? I mean, we couldn't do anything about it. Helpless. Our race was helpless. People all around, and those policemen guarded this man doing this inhumane treatment to this black man. So I would like to say our race have had a knee on our neck for quite some time, but I refuse to believe that this evil, this mistreatment is not going to go in vain. God is going to, God always prevail. Evil, goodness always prevail over evil. But this is something that we as a race have to think about it. We watched this man literally die in our faces, and we couldn't do anything about it. And this man did this inhumane treatment so comfortably. He had his left hand in his pocket. Even after being told that the man didn't have a pulse, he still didn't move. So I would like to say that I am very upset about this because we've had a knee in our neck for quite some time because we have not been able to breathe. Is this going to be a case like all the other cases, or are we going to turn over a new leaf? Is the world going to change? Change really starts within ourselves. We have to start thinking and believing, what can we do to make a change in this world? God has given us the power within to create whatever we want in our mind and with our thoughts. I have a famous quote from a lady that I have respected for quite some time, and it say, "I am the thinker that creates the thoughts that creates the things." That Dr. Johnny Coleman. I am the thinker that creates the thoughts that creates the things. So I know this is hard to believe. It's hard to even have faith after being mistreated for so long. Our race being mistreated for so long, but it's something that we have to hold on to. And another thing, Cornell Wider, a black guy that came on CNN the other day, he say, if you fail, get back up and try again. And if you fail again, try even again. I can't think of what exactly he said, but it was profound. And I thank you all for coming to my page. And I just wanted to share about that incident and how it affected the world, how it affected our race, how it is still affecting us today after 400 years. But if I had to do it all over again, I would still choose to be a black woman. Thank you all for coming to my page, and have a blessed day, and continue to follow me, and you can find my books on Amazon.com. I write to inspire, motivate, and encourage. Be blessed.